Has it ever happened to you where you read a great book, there's a great quote, there's a great point in it, you highlight it, tab it, or you highlight it on your Kindle, and you always want to make sure that you remember that and you use it, and then you forget about it? Maybe not, it's not intentional, but then later on you hear the same principle, you hear the same quote, and you're like, oh yeah, I remember that. So it's a shame because we spend so much time. It's an investment in reading great books, that you want to get the most out of your investment. You want to remember what you learned. So in this video, I'm going to share with you my 3-step process, how I remember what I read, no matter how many books you want to add into the mix. Now, this process works for print books as well as Kindle. So either or, you can use this method. And a question that I've been asked that I'm also going to share with you is how you can print out the notes that you save on your Kindle as well. That's not part of my 3-step process. However, I'm going to include that also. Hi there, welcome back, and if you're new here, welcome. My name is Karen and we love to talk about books here at our house. So let's jump into this 3-step process on how I make it a point to remember what I read, not lose out on that knowledge. Now, number one, with print books or ebooks, the first step is to take notes. Now, I don't think it's, at least highlight, sure, but I don't think it's necessarily enough to just highlight something. I really want to encourage you to use the notes feature and leave some kind of little note on why that resonates with you. I could be reading a business principle and it stands out to me and I highlight it and I want to make a note. This would really work for this product, or I like this because X, Y, and Z. That really helps you to jog your memory later on when you revisit the information. Because if not, you could look at a quote or you can look at a principle and think, okay, like it's sort of out of context. You don't really remember why it stuck out to you. So yes, it's great to highlight. I want to encourage you to highlight as much as possible anything that resonates with you that you want to remember. But a further step would be if you could add a little note to it. So the first step is highlight and take notes. Now, step number 2 is an app called Readwise. Now, this is not sponsored, although I would love it if they sponsored me because I so love this app. I think it's genius. It's not free, but I think it's 100% worth every penny. So the way that this works with Readwise is you can connect your Kindle to it, and it just automatically takes all your notes from your Kindle, all your highlights from all the books that you've ever highlighted or you've taken notes on. However, on the app, you can also do the whole scanning text thing or upload your own notes. So if you highlighted something in your book, you could take your phone and do that little feature where it scans the text and it will create a clipping, in a sense, of that note for that book, and it will organize it all for the same book. But it's really smart, it's really genius. It doesn't just end there though. What they do, this is the genius part, is once they've consolidated all that information, all of your notes, all of your highlights, both print and digital, they compile a daily digest email blast. Now you can look it up on the app every day if you don't want to get an email, but I do enjoy the daily email. I like to read it with my morning coffee, and it just generates for you this daily email of all of your highlights, quotes, notes from just randomly selected books. So it keeps it fresh, keeps it interesting, different books, different genres. It just gives you this little compilation that I think is just so brilliant. So I really enjoy this every day. Like I said, reading it with my cup of coffee, and there it is, notes from different books. And I can't even tell you, majority of the time, I have completely forgotten about these notes and highlights that I've marked. And so again, if you have a little note, it helps to re-jog your memory, because yeah, sometimes I'm like, I don't remember why I was so excited about that. Now, step 2 doesn't end there, because they have several other apps that they connect with, that they chat with. And this is, again, so brilliant, is that you can connect it to your Notion. Now, I love Notion as well. I have my whole brain, I feel like it's my second brain. Everything is there on my Notion. And so it creates a page there where it adds my notes as well. So that daily email, it gets sent to that Notions page. It organizes the information so neatly with the books and the covers, and then each book you click on it, you'll see all the quotes from that book. And I love that it includes the location number, the page number. So if ever I read something, maybe it's a quote from a book and I'm like, oh, I would love to revisit that chapter, go back and read that part, or this is kind of isolated, I don't remember what it was about, I'd like to go back and read that chapter. I just click on that location and it takes me, boom, to that page in the Kindle book, and I'm there. I don't have to search for it. I don't have to control find. I'm there. Again, I just think it's so genius. Whoever thought of this, thank you. Now, step number 3, sort of an additional step that I take on Notion, is I have this little cozy book journal page. I love this little space online on my Notion. I have little music playing with it, embedded in there, some quotes, some pictures, but essentially it's a database where I create one for each book, a spread, and I upload the book cover, and I just take notes there as well. This is just another place where I can take some notes. I know I'm not ever going to lose it. It's not going to get ruined. If it's in a notebook or something like that, it's there across all my devices. And I created 2 templates, one for fiction and one for nonfiction. And it's already populated for me. So I just click on whichever template I want, and it has a space for the characters, for chapter notes, for my favorite parts, for my favorite quotes. So it just helps me to take better notes. It's sort of already set up for me to just plug in. So to review my 3-step process to remembering what I read, number 1 is to obviously take the notes, highlight aplenty. Number 2 is connecting it with Readwise so that I get that daily email. Plus I could go on the website and just check it out there. And I'm reminded of so many books that I read long ago or even recently. It's all just kind of random, and I get the information, the highlight, the notes, as well as the location very easily if I want to go back and reread that. And then number 3, taking it a step further on Notion, is having that book journal template that makes it really easy for me, right? We want the path of least resistance to be able to take better notes and something that I can revisit easily, never running out of space. It's not on multiple notebooks. The notebook can never be damaged. It's all there and across all my devices through Notion. Now, I mentioned too that I was going to share with you an easy way of how you can print all of your highlighted notes from Kindle. Now, the easiest way that I know to do this is to go to this specific link. I only just found out about it. Where has this link been for me? And it's read.amazon.com/notebook, and it will bring up all of your highlights and notes. I don't know how it does this, how this works, but it's all there like magic. Now, if you're using Chrome like I am, you'll see the 3 little dots at the end of the browser. You simply click on that and then hit print. Now, you can either print this on your printer and then have the physical copy of all the notes, or you can print as a PDF and then save that document on your computer. So this is a great way to revisit or to print your notes very easily. Now, I think you would really like this video, but YouTube's algorithm thinks you would like this video instead. So whichever one you choose, I will see you there. Thanks for watching. Bye.